Hello, we are Style Squared. I'm Aldona B.
I'm Yalda Kazemi.
Make sure you subscribe to our channel
And follow us on Instagram at Style Squared Stylist.
and always do a little dance. Are you ready?
Let's do this.
So spring is in the air and we are so excited to share some of our favorite spring trends.
Yes, we are. And in Calgary, spring is quite late blooming, but it gives us excitement, it gives us joy just to anticipate it coming, and the trends make it the extra cherry on top.
It really does. So we have 3 that we're obsessing over, and you might be able to guess what some of these are based on what we're wearing. So we're gonna start off with some polka dots.
Yep, a little bit of spring leather.
And sheer.
Our first spring trend, Aldona and I's personal favorite 2 words, polka dots.
So good. So of course what we love about this trend is that it's so fun, it's so playful, and you can really take it anywhere. So this is one of those things that you can wear to work. You can do it a little bit more sort of muted, or you can go really bold and have some serious fun. So obviously pants that I'm wearing here, they're pretty wild, and I can sort of play around with them and take it in so many different directions, and that's one of the reasons that we love this trend.
And in my case, I kind of kept it a little bit more toned down. I mean, with a little sweater, it's easier maybe up top to play with the trend than on bottoms. If you're trendier and edgier and want to have a little more fun, go with the bottoms. I wanted to add a little spice and fun to it, so I paired it with these cute little socks with some red lips on them. But if I remove the socks, throw on either some black nylons or whatever, this would be a perfectly work appropriate look even. So it's a really easy way to kind of dress it up, down, make it professional, make it casual, have fun with it.
Absolutely. So we just wanted to show you a few pieces that we love and that you can try out in your own wardrobe. This is one of those trends where you can just buy a piece or 2, see if it works for you and play around with it a little bit. So we have a couple of blouses. So like I said, you can really take this in a variety of different directions. We're kind of sticking to black and white for now. That's a really good neutral way of playing with polka dots, just to get us started. We have more though,
yes,
you just wait. So this is a larger scale print with the bolder dot. So definitely, go for something that's a little bit more comfortable for you.
Yeah, and I would say if you're someone with an apple body shape where you're a little bit bustier up top, maybe refrain from the larger dots and stick to the smaller, kind of more muted dots.
What you can do too is incorporate the look into a t-shirt. So what's fun about this is that you can pair it with the spring leather that we'll be talking about shortly, and you can do something a little bit casual. You can tuck this in, you can wear this with jeans, you can do shorts later on as it gets warmer, and it's a really fun print to add. And of course you can layer on top just to sort of break up the print a little bit as well.
Yeah, like a sweater or cardigan on top of this. It would be a great way for you to just have a little bit of the collar showing and a little bit of the cuff. It's a bit of polka dot detail, but if you're not comfortable with full blown, then that's your route to go.
What we also love is taking a trend and adding it to something simple like a scarf, because you're not committing full on, but it's a great way to try it. You can even take a scarf like this and add it to your handbag. So you're incorporating this really fun trend and it's not so in your face, and it's a good way to test it out. And then of course I love adding, print on print, and of course I would do all the polka dots together.
Totally, and I actually want to run over here quickly and show you guys another great accessory would be like a cute pair of shoes. So these are a tie-up variety, so they have ties and it's just a plain sandal. If you don't want that much polka dot, you can kind of just do a simple sandal on its own versus having the ties, but it's a really fun way to play with the trend and not have it right at your face where you might be a little bit more uncomfortable with it.
Exactly.
We're not going to forget, we need to throw in some color, because polka dot does not just mean black and white. So I wanted to show you a few different items that are in polka dots. One, which is polka dot incorporated into the actual texture of the material and fabric itself. So it's not necessarily just printed on as part of the texture. These are really cute wide leg pants. And you're gonna start seeing another trend, I'm kind of veering into it, but there's a 60s, 70s kind of print. So, the wide legs, the kind of psychedelic prints are all kind of coming back as well. So this is a really cool pant to incorporate. And also a skirt. So again, satin skirts, satin dresses still continue to be strong for this season as well. And this is a really fun, playful way. I personally love to wear this skirt because it's actually navy based, not black. I love to wear this with a cute graphic tee or a slogan tee, throw on my denim jacket and my white runners, and it's like a perfect kind of casual running around outfit.
And what I love about a piece like this is that you can dress it up as well, and sort of really take it in a different direction by adding some heels or little booties, you know, a blazer on top. We can even, you know, still do some of those chunky knit sweaters from the winter that you can still wear into spring on the cooler days. And use some of those tips and tricks. So maybe refer back to our chunky knit sweater video, because we shared a lot of great tips on how to wear satin pieces with those bulkier sweaters.
Absolutely.
We're back to some more black and white versions of polka dots. Again, you can definitely play with color when you're doing polka dots, but this is a really easy and more neutral way of incorporating this fun print into your current wardrobe.
Yeah, and even something like belting it, right? So for the shirt, I mean, you could belt this shirt, add a pop of color with a brighter belt. You want to keep it more muted. Here's a brown. So it's a really kind of fun way to keep it neutral, and then you can have fun with the accessories and the bold colors that way.
So our second favorite spring trend is sheer. And what we love about this is that there's so much room to play with this trend as well. Some of you might be a little bit afraid because you're like, wearing sheer, showing all the things off, but it's actually quite fun and it's easily done if you really think about it and use some of our styling tips to do so.
Exactly, and sheer is a really fun thing to kind of layer with. So you'll see what Aldona has on right now. I mean, you can see a little bit of her arms through it, but it's nothing that's overly sexy, overly, you know, over the top that you feel uncomfortable with. And it's a really easy way to kind of layer on top of things. So one thing I personally really love are these sheer overlay skirts. So I have a plain one here. I also have one here that has some polka dots. And typically when I wear this, I wear either with a pair of white jeans underneath, wide leg pants. I can throw on a skirt. So this is a fun way, you know, you don't necessarily have to put on a mini skirt and show off the legs. If you don't want to, you can wear them with pants, but it adds a fun element on top.
Yeah, there's actually something really cool about wearing, you know, like a very classic cigarette pant and then layering it with something like this on top, especially if you have a fun girls' night out planned, going for drinks. It's a fun way just to add a little zhuzh to a classic piece.
Absolutely.
What is great about sheer too is that you can do something that isn't so transparent. So this is where you can incorporate some of those polka dots or other prints to show off the sheer trend without it being so transparent, so that you're not feeling as
exposed. And it's also a lot more work appropriate.
Exactly.
So for example, obviously a top like the one Aldona is holding here, the leopard one is a great one you can do with, you know, a blouse, or you can do with a sweater or even a tank underneath, and then have dress pants for work. The same goes for this other white top.
So this is a great way to do sheer, is in an overpiece, because then you're wearing something underneath already, and then you're just popping on this funky little piece that's trendy, and you can do a lot of different variations with it. And you can always do something a little bit more in a dress, where it's just the overlay that is sheer, and then of course the inside of the dress does all of the covering up for you. So you're just showing off your arms really in this kind of piece.
Absolutely.
I think we need to talk about the organza again.
We do need to talk about the organza. This is just phenomenal. So again, this can be worn as a dress. It's kind of a trench style.
I think you need to put it on.
Let's try it. Why not?
We're gonna try it.
It's fun. Why not? So
It is. It's so beautiful.
So what I love is because it's so versatile. So it kind of looks like a trench coat if you want it to be a light spring trench. And it's just that pop of color and pop of just something edgy and different. Like when you enter a room, people will notice this jacket. So you can kind of wear it oversized like this. You can belt it. Sorry, my belt's on the other side. Technical difficulties. You can kind of do the belt up with it on this side. Good God, guys, where's my belt? I'm like, my hands are not working with
It takes two. It takes
two, baby. Okay, I'll stick to styling and not singing. So anyway, something like this. And then what you can also do is wear this as a dress. So if I had like a slip underneath it, like a satin dress, one of the satin dresses that are so in trend.
And this is great as a layering piece, sometimes especially with things like satin. They tend to be a little bit trickier to wear because you can kind of see a little bit more, or I don't know, I sort of personally tend to veer off fabrications like that unless I have an over piece, and I just feel like it kind of really brings a look together. What's great with this piece is that Yalda was already wearing her outfit, we threw this on, and it looks amazing.
Yep.
And you can essentially do this with anything. So she could have jeans on, she can have something more work appropriate, bring this in her bag, throw it on when you're going out after.
Absolutely.
Another great way, this is just another example of slightly more sheer fabrics that aren't completely see-through, and you can always do something with a little bit of a ruffle and some detailing so that it's not so transparent.
Let there be leather.
Yes!
In all colors, varieties, and styles. This is the season for all things leather. Last season you saw it with a lot of blacks. This season blacks and color continuing.
Usually you see leather pieces more in the fall and winter, but we're really excited that this trend is continuing on into spring, summer. And they're actually really great, especially for a city like Calgary. We tend to get really chilly at night. So having like a nice leather bomber jacket is really such an amazing investment and a really fun way to add a little funk to your outfit and really start playing with a little bit of color.
And it's what I really like that you said add funk is also a cool way to turn very feminine pieces, like for example even that sheer dress Aldona had earlier, throw on a leather jacket on top and it's kind of like a sexy edgy feminine. So it still has a femininity but kind of spices
Gives
things
you a
up
little like rock and roll vibes. I love that.
Yeah. So a few different varieties, obviously, like this one is a fun, cool one. I love the color, it's like forest green, but it has a shearling on the inside. So this is more suited for the cooler, chillier spring days and nights. You can transition this really easily into fall, winter as well.
Well, I have it in a more olive color, and what I love about a piece like this is that it's not only a fun spring colorful leather, it also has a really interesting shape. So this one has a longer belt that you then kind of loop around and have fun with. So it's almost like a cropped kimono in a way. So that's a fun way to play with shapes as well.
Absolutely. And then I love this kind of waterfall color, or I guess folding over. It's not cooperating with me. You would need to steam this to make it sit in place. But it kind of has a suede, faux suede on the other side and the leather on top. And I love this because it's a really pretty kind of blush color. It's perfect for spring, summer. It's a lighter, you know, make of leather. It's not as heavy, so this is really easy to incorporate.
And just the cut of this too just like really sits beautifully on the body, so it's very flattering. So even though you do have a little bit more fabrication here in the front, don't steer clear of this because it actually does tend to fall really nicely on the body once you put it on.
Yeah, and absolutely, you just need to steam it down so for it to hold its
Yes, definitely. Let's talk about this.
Let's talk about
like,
this.
come on.
I get asked, I don't know how many
Yes.
times by how many people every time I wear this jacket where I got it from. And it's funny because I actually, when I first picked it up, people were just staring at me like, why are you buying it? It's so hideous. But every time I wear it, people love it.
Yeah.
So really fun way to incorporate leather in a metallic with a little bit of pattern. This is if you want to be a bit edgier, a bit trendier, but a really cool piece. And what I love about the metallic is that it kind of works really well with pretty much any color. So it's really easy to incorporate this into fall, winter, spring, summer, kind of carry it forward in all seasons. So a metallic is a cool investment for that.
I was also going to say that with all of these pieces, even though we're recommending them for this spring season, you can easily take this right into next fall, winter, and it's really easy to layer your winter jacket over top something like this. So it's a great piece to have in your closet all the time. I just wanted to show off something a little bit. It's a bit more of a plain cut, no collar. This is just like sleek and clean and looks good with anything.
Yeah, I actually love this type of leather jacket with a white button-down blouse, a cute pencil skirt or dress pants, and over top for
Yes,
work.
absolutely.
It's so like edgy and sexy, but it's, you know, a really cool work appropriate look.
So of course we continue the leather spring trend in with skirts. So you've seen me wearing this one, I wear it a lot. So I actually got this a couple of months ago. So not only have I been wearing it throughout the fall and the winter, I'm now easily going to take this into the spring, which is awesome. So this is how you sort of really stretch those trends out and really bring all of these pieces into a new season. I love doing all the fun colors. So you can just do like a nice nice little faux leather in a pink. I also have the same skirt in more gold tone. And what I love about this is that you can sort of dress these up or dress them down. I love the simple shape of them. They have the little pockets, which I always love. It's a nice detail.
Yeah.
And you can always do it. Once again, we're bringing in a little bit of metallic, and you can bring in a little bit of the pleating into something like this, which always looks really great, and I find tends to be very flattering.
Absolutely. And one other thing I wanted to mention is typically you don't see leather on leather, so leather on top, leather on bottom. People are a lot apprehensive of it. They feel like it just looks too edgy. Right now, it's a big trend, so have fun. If there's a couple leather pieces, you have a leather top, a jacket, you want to incorporate it with a skirt, a pant, have at her.
Thank you so much for watching. We hope that our spring summer trends are helping you get inspired for the season.
And let us know your thoughts, comments. If there's anything specific you do want us to cover, make sure you let us know. Make sure to also subscribe to our YouTube channel so you can continue to see the plethora of amazing videos we'll bring you.
Plethora? Yes! Yes! Awesome. Like, we're keeping that. That was so good.